hold on, Elio. Elio, what you doing? Okay. I'll tell you what, why don't you pause the nigun then and we'll get started. Okay, Leo, you want to pause the nigun? Awesome. Thank you. All right, so welcome, everyone. And thank you to those who've put some things in the chat. I am so glad you guys are here. I'm feeling a little tired, but excited because you guys are all here and that makes me very excited. So we're going to move on to dedications. As far we believe that our learning is powerful. So if you want to just take a moment to, if you want, it's not required, put in the chat anyone who can use, just a little love or gratitude or support. And I'll add mine to yours after. Amen. All the thoughts. I dedicate my learning to those who are struggling with mixed feelings and shared pain. And we're going to bless up our learning because we're going to be using Torah to lift our spirits and mountains and everything else. So we have 3 brachot here. The first one is the original from brachot 11b. Then we have my favorite from the non-binary project, non-binary Hebrew project. And then we have some beautiful feminine God language. And you can also, if God language isn't your thing, you can maybe just go with the last 3 words or whatever words you have in your heart. And Elior has put all 3 of them in the chat for your convenience. ברוכי אתה חוויה, שכינו רוח העולם, אשר קידשתנו במצוותיה, וציוותנו לעסוק בדברי תורה. Blessed are you, Spirit of the universe, who has sanctified us and with their mitzvot and has told us or suggested to us or commanded us, whatever works for you, to busy ourselves with words of Torah. Such an interesting phrasing. Maybe someday we'll do a class about that. Okay. So just a quick reminder, community norms. This class is a home for queer and radical Torah, where we're all learners and teachers. We hold ourselves to a set of norms to help each person feel fully present, supported, and nurtured. And we invite you to challenge ideas, not people's experiences and identities. Reflect on the ways you occupy positions of privilege rather than asking others to explain experiences of oppression. That can be hard, I should add. Reach out to us if there are shifts that can make this space more accessible, as accessibility is an emergent conversation, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Honor shifting identities, maintain confidentiality, make sure your name and pronouns, if you like, reflect what you'd like to be called, and most importantly, share back harm or hurt with our teaching team if there's any thing that we need to know, then we need to hear. If we don't know, we can't fix it. So just our outline looks a little busy, but we've already done a couple of things. We have a new resource that we want to share, and thank you to Deborah and Azaria. It's basically a really, really big version of our DAF in very, very clear font. And you can find it on our resource page. If you look at it, you guys have been there before. If for whatever reason you have trouble getting into it, let us know. And oh, well, there you go. Thank you, Elior. Okay, so there's the link, and it's basically just a Google Doc with giant font, black letters on white background. So thank you again to Deborah and Azaria for sharing that with us. Okay, so recap from last week. Anybody want to remind us what's been happening in our sugya? Just in English.
Good, thanks. How are you? More like a chai matcha latte thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
with chai.
I think that is not. Alrighty. Anybody want to just remind us what's been happening? Just in English. Whoa, Elior. These slides are getting away from you. Go back, go back. There we go. We're not there yet. So, okay. These slides have a mind of their own. Okay, so I'm just going to remind you guys, we're standing in front of or under Mount Sinai. The Blessed One, the Holy One of Blessing has picked up the mountain and given us a good view of the bottom of the mountain, or maybe its peak. We had not decided about that. And made quite an explicit death threat. If you accept the Torah, it will be good. If not, this place will be your grave. And that as far as we got last week. Now, another thing we do at Svara is recitation. I think things are shifting with that. If anybody would like to read the text for us that we did in Hebrew, that would be awesome. But if you don't, that's okay. So I'm just going to wait a minute to see if anyone is feeling brave tonight. Okay, we'll move on. You guys want to do your Chazara, you can, yeah, the recitation, you can do it in your Chavrutas. But we have just a little pre-teaching to do. So we need the next slide. Okay, just a reminder of what Chazara is. So repetition. So before you start working on this week's text, just go through last week's text. And if you're up for reciting it actually in the original Hebrew, that would be awesome. If not, that's fine. Just do what you got. Next slide, please. Okay. And again, a reminder, how to Chavruta. Don't just plunge right into it. Spend a minute to connect with each other. It makes the studying so much nicer when you've just taken a moment to see how everybody's doing. Again, as I said, du chazara. And just a reminder, it does not matter how many words you get, and it also doesn't matter whether you get them right, okay? Because we're a team and eventually we will get everything. But every word that you bring is beautiful and it's a word that you had. And the work that you did to find that word is something that is now part of you. And that is amazing. Remember to use the hint sheet. I'm going to look at it in a minute and take notes, take a break before shiur. We'll send out a broadcast 10 minutes before. And again, a reminder, we will be visiting you guys in your breakout rooms. And we will, and if you have a problem, then click on ask for help. Hold on, we're not there yet. Elior. Don't put people in breakout rooms just yet. Oh, okay. So I wanted to show you guys the hint sheet, and I just wanted to show you the part of it that we're going to be using. And so we have fewer words this time because I want to give you more time in your chavruta to just think about what it means. And the other thing is that we are encountering our first words in Aramaic. Up until now, it was just Hebrew. Now we're hitting Aramaic. So, and one way that you'll know that it's Aramaic, if you look on the hint sheet, right at the bottom, it says, on the left, it says root, Yud Resh Yud, and then it says Af El. When you see a binyan that starts with an A sound, it means that it's Aramaic. That tells you that that word is Aramaic. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is the daf. I apologize. It's hard to see. You can blow it up. I just wanted to show you where we are. If you go to where it says Elior Sterling's screen, you can zoom it so that you can see it. So I've just made it big so that I can show it to you. So you can zoom it up. I mean, you have your own daf. Oi, what are you doing, my friend? Okay, so
I'm
if you
trying
look
to
at
make
where,
it bigger for you.
yeah, it's okay. If you look at where, I just wanted to show you what words we are using. So we ended at gvuratchem, if you recall from last week. And then we have an aleph resh there, which we already had in a previous week, so you can find it higher up on the hint sheet. And then we end with this long word that ends with an aleph, the oraita. I realize you can't see. Okay, so we start here and we end here. So start right after where we ended last week, and then we go 8 words. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we only have 8 words this week. So hopefully everyone can find them. So I said we start right where we ended, and then we go another 8 words. Okay? If anybody has trouble finding it, we will be visiting you, or you can call us to help. Okay. Let's move on, Leor. Oops, let me just clear all of these. All right. Now we do the breakout rooms, and we make the slides smaller. We'll see you guys at the top of the hour. Let's see if we can avoid the ads this time. Hello.
We are all back.
All right. I have a little bit of a nigun, do you think? Just a little bit. Let's see if it works without ads.
Morning goon. Oh, could you not? Oh, you couldn't hear the nigun.
We could not
Oh
hear
my
the
goodness. Because I'm not sharing.
You're not sharing. Oh no.
Ah, now
Now we can hear it. Maybe just a minute or so. Yeah. Alrighty. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good Gevruta time. I'm excited to see what you guys made of it, because there were fewer words this time, but we should have more time to talk about them. Alrighty. Let's go. There we go. Okay. So is there anyone who just got the first word who wants to share it? And I can't see everyone, so use your electronic hand if you want to share. Erin, does that mean you would like to?
We got further than the first word, but also I'm in a cafe, so it's probably really distractingly noisy here.
Okay.
it didn't sound. We couldn't hear a lot of sound from the coming through the earphones. Zoom might be what do you call it? Muting the background.
Sure, I'm happy to read a couple of words. How far do you want me to go?
Get started. Hi, Solomon. Okay.
So, Amar Rav.
Let's start with the first word. I mean, we've had it before, but
Okay, so this is the abbreviation of and said Rav. This is all just a name. Aha Bar Yaakov. I didn't look up who Aha Bar Yaakov is.
hold on, let's stop with Amal. So Amal, we've had it before. That is
Yeah.
said. Okay. And then we just have the name here. I'm curious, did anybody hop into Google and look up Rabbi Aha Bar Yaakov? I'm just curious because we didn't ask you to, but somebody might have been curious. Ah, tell us more, Azaria.
I'm just pulled up the who's who about 30 seconds ago. So his teacher was Rabbi Huna. His students were Rabbi Papa, Rabbi Acha Bre de Rab Ika. He raised his daughter's son, Rabbi Yaakov, in his house. Rava called Rav Aka Bar Yaakov a great man. He lived in Papunya and delivered lectures there. He once lectured that both Satan and Pania had intents for the sake of heaven.
Okay, let's just stop a minute. Penina was the wife of Samuel's father, who had lots of children. And then the second wife was Hannah, and she was barren, and she went to the sanctuary, and she's credited with inventing the silent prayer or the Amida. So this guy is like people who dress up as Vashti on Purim, was he? Like Satan and Penina had intentions for the sake of heaven. And then what happened, Azaria?
I'm just pulling little bits of these
No,
stories.
just finish that line because it's amusing.
I don't have it. It's
Oh,
Satan came and kissed his
okay.
feet is all
Well,
that who's who has. Like I
oh,
don't actually have all of it. I just have.
gotcha. All right, so I'll just tell you guys that it says he once lectured about both Satan and Penina, so the mean wife with many children who was nasty to Hannah, who didn't have children, the mother who became the mother of Samuel after this prayer. And then it says, afterward, Satan came and kissed his feet. This book is called Who's Who in the Talmud. And it's quite amusing. Now, the reason I'm bringing up Rabbi Acha Bar Yaakov is that one thing that the Talmud does is that it puts people in conversation who actually would not be in conversation with each other in real life. So if you remember, this is Rabbi Acha Bar Yaakov is supposedly talking or responding to what we read before, which was from Rav, where is he? Rav Avdimi Bar Chama Bar Chasa, who was also an Amora. And interestingly enough, it doesn't say when or where he lived. I guess we don't know. But it is not at all necessarily the case that these guys were actually having a conversation with each other. Anybody have anything more to say about this before? I love it, Tara. It reminds me how I wrote many a philosophy paper in school. Satan came and kissed your feet, or you put people in conversation that couldn't be talking to each other. I think that's a great way to write philosophy papers.
People in conversation for sure. I loved putting my word, just like being the voice bot, like being the voice of these dead white men that I had to study.
I love it. All right. Do we move on to the next one? So there's not a huge amount of words because I wanted us to keep time to talk. Okay, whoops. Let's get rid of all these marks. They're all drawings. Okay. So here it gets more interesting from the point of view of actual words because that was one word and then a long name. Okay. Anybody want to talk about the first one? That was not what I meant to do. Doing it again. I'm trying to use the mouse when I have a tablet. Okay. Okay, so this is an interesting word. Anybody want to go through it with us? Jasper and Tara, can I gently volunteer you here, or would you rather not? It's up to you.
Let's see. The word that we looked up, it says it translated to here or now.
Okay, so how did you, so maybe we'll split it up first. So what is this first letter?
Mem.
Yeah.
And we thought that was a prefix, meaning from.
Mm-hmm.
And then the root word is, I can't remember what that last letter is.
That is a nun sofit.
Noon Sophia. Okay.
So
So
just repeat for me. You said before what you found, but just tell me again so I can write it down.
Here now.
Here or now. All right. Did you get to the next word or no?
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Ooh.
We actually got all the words
We
this
did
time.
the whole thing this time.
Oh my God.
Um,
So what, we'll give you one more word and then we'll give other people a chance because now you guys are the experts here. I love it.
let's see. Was that one a word? So that one we used the hint sheet for this to look it up
Mhm.
as it is. And moda. Is that the word moda?
Moda. Yeah.
Moda. The definition we found for that was to protest, but specifically like to protest before witnesses against a forced action.
Or declare.
I doth protest.
But not too much, I hope. Forced action. Okay.
Oh, a protest.
Yeah. Well,
was
what
there-
language is this? Do you know what language this is in?
No.
Zara, you want to tell us what language this is? Since you've been putting stuff in the chat.
It'll be Aramaic because we've got that handy olive.
Yeah, so the aleph tells us that it's Aramaic. And what is the function of the aleph here?
Oh, that Aleph.
There.
It is a preposition. Oh no. Oh, passive present conjugation.
No, you're right, Azaria. This is Arabic.
No, I was wrong about it being a noun because I was mixing my languages.
Well, I think it is a noun. I think you're
Okay.
right.
If we're looking at aleph as a suffix on the hints for finding the root sheet, it does note that it's an Aramaic conjugation.
Mm-hmm.
Of a past or present protest.
Yeah. So if it were in Hebrew, it would be a hey in front, basically being the.
So is any word with an aleph on the end going to be Aramaic?
Extremely likely.
Okay.
But actually, so I'm on Jastro 739,
Mm-hmm.
and Moda'a with the aleph is not including the aleph as a suffix. It just has Hebrew form Moda'a with the hey. So yeah, I think it is a noun.
Yeah, I think it's a
Okay,
noun.
yeah. How is the aleph functioning as a conjugation then? Nouns aren't conjugated, aren't they?
It's not a conjugation, it's a preposition. It's the.
I was right.
It's a but it was listed as a prefix.
As a prefix, it can be a preposition, but the aleph here is a suffix.
Yeah, but in Aramaic, it's always a suffix.
Mm,
An aleph suffix in Aramaic functions the same way as a hey prefix in Hebrew. Rabbi Huva, you want to back me up here? Because I am pretty sure.
I agree.
There you go. Phew.
I think this is a grammar discussion that is beyond the hints for finding the roots.
Yeah.
I think you're
Seems
right.
like I'm learning a lot though. Thank you.
Yeah.
We have hit the limits of the Aramaic cheat sheet.
Yes, and if
I
you're
don't
ever
actually have the grammar.
And if you ever find yourself looking for books, if you're like, I have money burning a hole in my pocket and I don't know what to do with it, and you're just dying to learn some Aramaic grammar, this is by Frank, the same Frank who wrote the dictionary that we use. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that I've spent a lot of time with this book, but you could if you wanted
Does
to learn it.
exist.
Sweetie, did you say that that olive suffix in Aramaic functions the same way as the hey prefix
In Hebrew.
Hebrew? So the olive suffix is a noun of like a definite,
Yeah.
definite article, like a
Yeah.
the.
Article.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
And the fun is that words like Abba and Ima that we use, Saba, Savta, they're all Aramaic. And
Oh,
so that's why if it has an aleph at the end, it's extremely likely that it's Aramaic. Okay, let's move on to the next word. Let's see who hasn't spoken yet today. So
I could do this one. This is abundant.
abundant. All right. So
Ravas, and it modifies this feminine noun. So a big protest.
I like abundant.
Abundant test.
You know what else we say that's in Aramaic? It's like the Kaddish. Yehei Shmei Rabbah.
Ah.
May the great name be blessed. These things are all connected. Okay, now we have a fun word at the end. Who wants to tackle this one? Because it's our last word for today. Anybody feeling up for this big word?
So with a lot of help from Ahuva, we found on page 6 of Frank. So the lamed is the prefix, and in this case, it means for rather than toward. And so basically, orate, I'm forgetting how to pronounce it now.
I'm just putting the nikud in as we speak.
Oh, okay. Oraita refers to Torah, refers to the teachings of the Torah.
And if anybody ever
So
asks you how to say Torah in Aramaic,
is that what it is?
that is what it is.
Oh, got it. Okay, that adds another piece.
If you've ever heard the term that a given mitzvah is deoraita or derabanan means of the rabbis, and deoraita means of the Torah.
Yeah, let's look at it in a little more detail. So here's the aleph again at the end. So it would be hat Torah if it were in Hebrew. And then you notice that the hint sheet gave you the root, and then it also said afel to tell you which one to look at. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if you see something like afel in the hint sheet, that's already telling you that it's Aramaic because that is an Aramaic binyan. But if you're not into binyanim, it doesn't really matter.
So the root is to teach. So it's the Torah teachings.
The root is all sorts of things.
Okay.
So Azaria put penetrate, permeate, shoot forth. And last week, Tara and Jasper very correctly told us that it also means point. It means lots of things, this here root.
Go
ahead, Anna.
I want to, just because I'm slow and it takes me a while to think, go back to the moda'a.
Mm-hmm.
It's not related to the da at the beginning of like I had it pinned as knowledge, like from Yodea.
It's the
There's
same root.
probably a relationship.
The Modea entry on 739 sends you to Yid Dalid Ayin as the root.
Page 73.
739 gives you a root of Yud Dalid Ayin, which I found on 564 and 565.
You done it. It's certainly related.
Yes, to point out, select, love, which becomes to know or to find out.
Yeah, so I'm noticing we have it as protest, but also I wonder if it's to know or find out.
It could be.
So I see that protest is the nounification of knowing. So in knowing, you can make an informed objection. So the protest comes from knowledge.
I know, but you could also say knowledge. Isn't that a nounification of knowing? I mean,
Why is this thing reading? Oh, because I on the wrong thing. Okay. To know.
So I find this interesting because it says declaration, especially a protest before witnesses against a forced or unduly influenced action. And then it gives examples like we write a declaration, we write a protest only against a person who does not submit to the law. So it's a declaration, so it's a making known of a thing, but the connotation of it is that the reason you're making something known is in order to protest what's wrong. Like, I'm imagining that a moda'ah, if I'm like standing up and saying, don't you know that the United States has more prisoners than any other country in the world? Nobody is even noticing that. So, like, I'm making a declaration, I'm pointing something out. I'm not doing it, because I'm happy about it. I'm doing it because I'm protesting that fact.
In modern Hebrew, moda'ah with a hey at the end, in modern Hebrew, it means something like an ad or a notice. So I'm imagining here, like one of those things that they put up, when there's like a zoning variance or something, and you get, I put my hand up, but you get like a zoning variance or something that, like, if anybody has objections to this, they have like 15 days or whatever to go and protest at City Hall. So remember what this is in reaction to, right? This is a reaction to the death threat and the mountain. And so this rabbi is saying, from here, that is from this death threat we just had, oh, right hand, they're saying from here, there is a knowing, a protesting. Another possible word would be a caveat, I think, in legal terms. A big one, a big reaction, knowledge, declaration, protest. And what are we protesting here? The Torah. That same Torah that we were told that if we didn't accept it, we'd have a mountain dropped on our heads. And he says, this is a big issue, a big problem, a big notification, protest, declaration against the Torah. Let's move to the next slide, and then where we have all the words together.
Or is it a protest about the nature of is it a protest against the death threat? Yeah. What Jasper said.
It could be. But he doesn't say this is a protest to the death threat. He says this is a protest to the Torah.
I thought it was a protest in square brackets, like the nature of offering the children of Israel, the Torah. Like this, like there should not be compulsion concerning the Torah.
I like that. You want to type for us here, Elio, just so people can actually read it, and unlike my scrawl there. Okay, so the top one is pretty quick. Rav Acha Bar Yaakov said, I don't think we need to spend too much time on that line unless anybody has something with it, then say so. But I think it's what he said that I see why I wanted to give us lots of time to talk about it. Okay, from here, the original translation that we use for this is
Am I insiding it or outsiding it?
that's outside it, just because of time.
Okay. Uh,
No, I don't think one can make. I think it's from here, there is. It's not that you can make, there is. He doesn't say you can make, he says there is. Protest for the Torah, or to the Torah, against the Torah. Yeah, I like that. From here, protest great to Torah. Yeah, thank you, Zaria. That's the inside. Let's look at the outside. So the way this is usually understood, but you guys are the ones making the queer Torah here. The way it's usually understood is that if we were to take this at face value, remember this is not in the Torah. This is the rabbis pushing the edge case here, seeing this as the way it's presented rather than being against Torah itself. Well, we have to ask then, what do they mean by Torah, right? And what is it that people were supposed to be accepting at Sinai? Like at Sinai, we're given supposedly the rabbinic fanfic, the 10 Commandments. So commandments, obligation, accepting, the Torah itself says that the people of Israel says everything that God has said we will do. And the famous Naseh v'nishma, we will hear and we will, we will obey, we will do and we will hear, that they're accepting without even knowing what it is that they're accepting. And the rabbis, what they're bringing us here is that, no, if there was coercion, not just the noise and the thunder, but, figuratively, God holding the mountain over our head and giving us a death threat, you can't enforce a covenant or a contract that's made under coercion. That's like basic law, and it was no different. Okay, but 613 are called mitzvot, Azaria. That is not usually considered to be statements or utterances. That is considered to be from the root tzadi vav hey, which is to command in general. Although you can make other things with it. But my favorite is the one where they turn it into tzavta, which is togetherness, being close to God by means of the mitzvot. But that's Yeah. But here, basically, what Rav Acha Bar Yaakov is saying, the way it's usually translated or understood, is that he's saying if it was given under coercion, then it's not binding. Which one can argue is the rabbis bringing a case against their own project, because their whole project was creating a new binding Judaism after the destruction of the temple. So why on earth would they be saying there is no... Okay, somebody put something in the chat, which I can't see. Whoever put that, is it at all possible for you to say it? I'm guessing it's Cesaria.
No, I'm just being a bit of a brat and reading this from here. There's
Yeah.
a great knowledge of the Torah, a great
Yeah.
declaration of Torah, a great weakening of Torah, a great understanding of Torah, a great announcement against Torah, a great knowledge within Torah. These are all possible, no?
Yes, they are. This is why
Yeah.
we're here, not just going with whatever's in the books. I love it. A great weakening of the Torah. Yes. And we're over time. Even though I wanted us to have more time, we never have more time. Next time I teach this class, it's going to be 6 weeks, I swear. So we won't have to rush so much. So we're gonna bless it up. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach. Shmei Rabbah. Do we know that word? Leolam Ulolme Almaya. May the great name be blessed forever and eternity. And now instead of the Nigun, I have this video. Some of you may be familiar with this artist, Victoria Khanna. If you're not, then boy, are you going to find something wonderful. And then we're going to go to the after party.
نهير ودخول عالمين كما يمين نحلين ومكورين ومبوعين متפשטים מנך לכל סיטרין מנך כולה על החקיימה עילאים ותתאים אורייתא מה אמה לגבך הילד אהבים אנט ויעלת חן גבי עילה ותתה אורייתא עילה ותתה אורייתא
we just had to share that with you. And we're going to turn off the recording and we're going to go to the after party. Whoever can stay and chat. Leo, I know you need to run.